Yeah, Harold loves history, so does Jordan Westberg. We love J.P. Morosi joining us on the stove every day. And on this Thursday, talking about Jordan Westberg, J.P., as we talk Orioles and Rangers in honor of those two clubs being focused on in our 30 Clubs in 15 Days coverage today. Where does Westberg fit into the plans? You know, first rounder, all kinds of talent, but man, this team is so loaded up the middle particularly. What does that mean for this young player?
I love history, and the Orioles love both their present and their future because of someone like Jordan Westberg. And good morning, Maddie and Carlos. This, to me, is one of the big storylines of the Orioles spring camp. Westberg, yesterday, in his third start of the spring, played shortstop, which to me is very interesting. Of course, Henderson was slowed a bit early on in spring by an injury, and you think about Holiday, maybe he's going to more likely play a lot of second base. So Westberg, predominantly a third baseman. That was the role that he has played the majority of time this spring. But that really caught my attention, looking at the box score yesterday and saying, wow, Westberg has that versatility. He's 25 years old now, Mississippi State, as you see there on your screen, so he's a proud Bulldog. He is one of the key guys on this Orioles roster. And we talk about the Orioles' 5 top 100 prospects in the industry, according to MLBpipeline.com. Interestingly, Westberg has already graduated to the major leagues, of course, so he's not part of that group of 5. I just think that Westberg, in the midst of all the conversation about how talented the Orioles are, he might be overlooked at times, and he shouldn't be, because he's a really good player all around. 4 for 9 so far in this Grapefruit League season. And today's game, I love this. Again, credit to our producers for being in the right place at the right time. Pirates-Orioles today, 1 p.m. at Ed Smith Stadium. That game in the first inning, check it out. Jake Rill, our colleague who covers the Orioles, Jackson Holiday batting leadoff against Paul Skeens. For those of you scoring at home, Holiday, the number 1 prospect, according to MLBpipeline.com. Paul Skeens, number 3. You're not going to see a better and a higher rated matchup, hitter versus pitcher, in the prospect world than the one you're going to see today, 1 p.m. And of course, our crew is there with the Orioles to document it. So what a great day for baseball, the excitement about the future of the game. And again, 2 players in Holiday and Skeens, Matt and Carlos. A lot of people around the industry believe they'll both be in the show at some point this year.
Wow, that's exciting. That's a fun watch for us coming up later on today. Let's take you from the Orioles to the Rangers, where there is a similar, I don't want to call it a glut or a logjam because they're good problems to have, but we're talking about some really good young players in Arlington as well.
We are, Matt, and think about the combination of circumstances here for the Texas Rangers. How rare is it that a team that's the defending World Series champs has a top 5 pick from the previous year's draft who has a legitimate chance to break camp with the club? And that's exactly the story of Wyatt Langford in Surprise, Arizona this spring. He was, of course, a great Florida Gator, probably second place on the great Florida Gators list on our show after Lauren Shahadi. So Shahadi 1, Langford 2. You think about what he's able to do as a very talented outfielder, probably a left fielder or DH, either at the major league level to begin things this season or perhaps at AAA with a relatively quick apprenticeship, and then he arrives to the major leagues. A lot of people believe with a pretty high degree of certainty, Matt and Carlos, that Langford is going to be a major league player at some point this season. Now, Justin Foscue, I think, again, similar to Westberg, let's not overlook someone who's got a chance to make a really big impact on the team this year. And Carlos, one of the key numbers here, you think about the OPS, and if you actually add up Foscue's numbers, AA to AAA, I love this about him, more walks than strikeouts in 2023 across multiple minor league levels. And he told the Rangers Today podcast in recent days, he worked a lot with Tim Hires on his swing, his rotational strength, the ability to really ground his lower half and feel very secure in terms of his ability to plant and drive. I think Foscue is poised for a really strong year. He can play in multiple infield positions, also comfortable as a DH. So when you think about what Foscue can do, Langford as well. Oh, yeah, by the way, Evan Carter is still considered a prospect based on his major league experience. So it's a pretty unique thing. We've talked a lot about some of the concerns on the pitching side for Texas with DeGrom and Scherzer and Malley not yet ready. But my goodness, on the position player side, the youth plus the World Series winning core, great combination in Arlington, Texas this year.
Gosh, so many good young players in Baltimore, in Arlington.
They're all depressing.
How do you figure? I think they're all exciting players to watch. Let's move you on to a veteran. And no surprise in St. Louis, where Sonny Gray has been named opening day starter.
This is a high-end all-star
Got
pitcher.
it.
Yeah,
Correct.
Harold, he is. Sources confirm exclusively to Hot Stove. Sonny Gray is a high-end all-star pitcher, and he's going to be the opening day starter for the St. Louis Cardinals this year in his very first year in St. Louis, back in the National League Central, where his star really began to rise with the Cincinnati Reds. And guys, I got to tell you, maybe it's my Midwestern nature here as I'm speaking about the National League Central. I think this is the most intriguing division in baseball in so many ways, because you've got a team in the Cardinals who, if you look at the Fangraphs projections, they've got them going worst to first, to which the rest of the division says, wait a minute, the Cubs just re-signed Cody Bellinger. The Pirates are getting better. You might see Paul Skeens making an impact. You've got Cabrian Hayes as a Gold Glove winner. O'Neal Cruz coming back there. Milwaukee still says, wait a minute, we signed Rhys Hoskins. We're still a good ball club. Cincinnati, with all those young position players, they add Jamer Candelario to that team. I like this division a lot. I find it fascinating to see how all of this is going to unfold. And the Cardinals with Sonny Gray, you've added now Lynn Gibson. There's a little bit more reliability in that rotation. They've got now some youth with Mason Wynn coming in. Victor Scott II, we've talked about him. Jordan Walker's coming back. I like this team a lot. They just added Brandon Crawford. So the NL Central, underrated no more, in the opinion of this correspondent.
Battle tested is the way I would describe that Cardinals rotation that's been assembled with all those veterans that have been brought in. JP Morosi, and we have more from JP coming up.